Welcome back. The stock on our radar right now is Vishnu Chemicals. They've reported a strong Q2, revenue growth of 55%, margins expanding by 250 basis points to 16.7%, and profits have more than doubled to 35 crore. The stock also has doubled so far this year. So if you pull up a one-year chart, you would see it's up more than 100%. We're now joined by Siddartha Cherukuri, the Joint MD at Vishnu Chemicals. Siddartha, great speaking with you again and congratulations. First, this top-line growth of 55%, could you break that up in terms of volume growth? How much was an account of realization? And in the volume growth, how much of it is due to increased capacity?
Thank you very much for having me, Rima, again. The volume growth is about 16% in this quarter, and the value growth is around 25% on a standalone basis, what we have seen here.
And how much of it, as Rima said, is from the new capacity? There was new commissioning as well that happened in Q2. And additionally, how much would that mean for your volume growth going forward?
The new capacity is going to come online this quarter, as per the previous guidance. I mean, our debottlenecking activity in our chrome plant has been completed. So additional 10,000 tons are going to come online from this quarter, basically. So, the previous quarter, there is no additional volumes as such. It's more of a value growth and margin improvement on account of backward integration performing well and operating at currently at 70%.
So when we last spoke to you, you had indicated a overall volume growth of 30% in FY23 and margin improvement of 200 to 300 basis points. Would you like to revise that, considering how strong Q2 has been?
When I said 16%, it's on this half-year basis. So our volume growth will remain the same, and we don't intend to revise our guidance. So on a calculated on this half-yearly basis, I would say about 16% over the last 6 months.
Okay. So volume growth at 16% in first half, and you expect a 30% volume growth in FY23. Can you tell us in general? Last time when we spoke, you had spoken about higher inquiries coming in from US and Europe because of whatever is happening globally. There was a shift in terms of demand coming from your Turkish competitor as well. How is the situation right now? Have those volumes moved towards Vishnu Chemicals?
We are still in discussions with the clientele, especially in the North America, and we are seeing good traction. And this will hopefully convert into orders in the Q4. And our marketing team is working very aggressively to, capitalize on this opportunity.
Okay. Could you talk a bit about margin improvement from here on? This quarter, you managed to improve it. You spoke about further value-added growth coming in the second half. What could the exit margins look like for you?
It's the kind of guidance I can give is today the current backward integration operation is at 70%, and we aim to achieve 90% by Q4. So with that additional 200 to 300 basis point EBITDA margin improvement is very possible.
Okay.
That's how we look at it. And on top of it, we see some significant softening on the sea freights as well. So that will also add to some margin improvement.
Can you touch the 20% mark on margins?
That's towards the end of the quarter is what we are targeting, and it's very likely to happen.
Okay, 20% by the end of the quarter. Just wanted a clarification here, Siddartha, as well. The 10,000 tons per annum of capacity that you're talking about, that gets commissioned in Q3, not Q2?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So those additional volumes will start flowing in then. All right. So that's about this additional capacity in chromium chemistry. You have a substantial chunk coming in from exports as well. Because of whatever we spoke about, higher demand coming in from US and Europe, are you able to capitalize on that? And are exports coming in at higher margins for you? Because you're also talking about lower freight in general. Is pricing something that can differ in export markets now?
During the COVID period, when there has been a kind of roller coaster on the sea freights going on a week-on-week basis. So with our regular customers, we have gone to an FOB plus freight actuals. So I can't really say that reduction of sea freight will add to the margin, but definitely it will help to improve the volumes, because this will definitely put us at a better competitive position.
Okay, so generally not a big margin difference, so to say, except for this freight rate difference that you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Europe is about 19% of your overall exports. Any signs of slowdown in this winter? Maybe are any of your customers under stress?
I mean, there has been, we have witnessed some slowdown during this quarter, but like I said, most of the clients we are working are multinationals having operations in Egypt, Southeast Asia, and even Brazil. So they've asked us to move the shipments to that part of the world, and we have been able to successfully do it in that way.
Okay. So right now, chromium is higher part of the revenue contribution. Barium is little less. Can you tell us, will this contribution metric change going forward? And in FY24, you have something like the infrastructure for key raw material for chromium chemistry also coming up. Putting all this together, this 20% margin by the end of this quarter, what does it look like in FY24?
We have a product launch in barium, which is precipitated barium sulfate, which is a paint filler, and we are looking forward for it. And if you ask me when we expect the commercial production to come online, we are expecting it during the first quarter of next financial year. It's hard to put a number on it, what kind of revenues it will generate in the year to come. But since it's more on a developing phase, and we need to get the acceptance from the customers. But since it's a direct import replacement, I think the approvals will be much faster, and the product is growing in India at 7 to 8% level, and that will definitely give us a lot of leverage to position ourselves in the domestic market sooner than later.
Okay, all right, Siddarth, it was a pleasure speaking with you as always. Thanks a lot for joining us, making sense of the numbers and speaking about the outlook as well. That's the word coming in from Vishnu Chemicals. Strong set of numbers this time around, and they maintain their strong guidance as well. The stock, though, is down, has come in for some profit taking today, down 2.5%. And with that, Rima, we'll take their leave on this edition of Midcap Radar. Thank you so much for joining. Your stocks when we return.